Hello everyone, and today what I want to show you is how you create a Google form. A Google form can be used as a way to have students take a quiz. It can be used as a way to collect information from students, maybe student responses, or a way for them to turn assignments in. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at one as turning in an assignment. For example, one of the videos I recently did was how to create a thing link. A thing link is an interactive picture with different information, so students can put info on a picture. And then what happens is that they can share it, and it provides a link. So the question is, how do you get students to give you the link? Well, Google Form is a really easy way to do that. So the first thing I would do is I would log into Drive. This is my Google Drive. I'd hit Create, and I would say Form. If you go step by step through here, it's actually pretty simple. So let's say this is going to be thing link submission form. These names are always kind of changeable later, so don't worry. But if you name it right away once, it makes it a little easier. You can see there's a couple different forms that I can use. Alright, you probably want to find one that fits well. So maybe I'll just pick this magazine one. That looks kind of neat. I'll hit that and hit OK. Some other things now that I can do at this point is I could require different settings. I could require that they use your school district's login. I could automatically collect the respondents' names, which is great to use if you want to double check that the student submitting it is actually the student who is logged in. So I could turn that on. Note though that if you use either of these, people outside your school district wouldn't be able to complete your form. If you're putting this out there across the internet for any random person to fill out, you would want to uncheck these. Alright? But I'm going to assume that I'm sending this to students in my own classes, so I would want to use this. Now on here, you can actually start filling in your questions. Here's a chance for you to change what kind of the name is. You can add a description. So submit a link in this form for your thing link project. Alright? You don't have to fill that out, but you can. So you can have your questions. Now normally the first question I always do is, what is your name? Even though I'm automatically collecting that from these check marks here, I always just have students kind of fill it out because it's a pretty normal question in any form. So I want to make sure that they're used to always kind of seeing that and watching for it. If I had to do some help text, to kind of help explain what the question is, I could put that here, like use your full name. Question type, I can change this, and you see there's a variety of questions. I could do text, paragraph text, multiple choice, check boxes, choose from a list, and you can see the others. Since it's a pretty short answer, I can just say text. You can make questions required. If I click that, they have to answer this question before they're able to submit. If I'm happy with this one, I can hit Add Item, and I can actually pick it right away which kind I want. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to say choose from a list. And what I'm going to say is, what class period are you in? So here, I could have students pick which class period they're in. So I could say, let's say first, second, third. And I could say required question. Now one neat thing with some of these is you can see there's an option here that says go to page based on answer. If you really got advanced into forms, when a student picked one of these, you could automatically have them jump to a different page in the form that would have maybe different questions. So if you were doing like a yes, no, you could have different responses. But that is for a whole nother training, so we're not going to worry about that. So maybe I want to get to my point now, and I want them to submit their link. So for this one, I'm going to say paragraph text, because it's a longer link. I want to make sure they have enough space. So what is the link to your thing link? And like I said, I'm going to have it as a paragraph text, so you see there's a bigger text box here. I'll make sure it's required. Now I don't want to add any more questions, so I'm going to hit Done. And at this point, you have a couple different things you can do. You can have a confirmation page. You say, "Thank you for responding." I could allow students or other people to submit another response, or I could just take that off. I could actually have it so that it publishes and shows the results automatically to respondents. If I wanted to turn that on, I could also allow them to edit after submitting. That's up to you if you use this or not. Now I'm going to hit Send Form. And what happens now is I get a link right here. I could take this link and I could put this on my teacher website. I could put it in a Google document that I've shared with students in my lesson plans they have access to. Anywhere that you can provide students with links, you want them to have that link. You could also embed it if you wanted to. So if you had like a Weebly page or a Google site, you could actually embed the form directly in there. One thing I would recommend, that even if you do embed it, still provide the link to it, because every once in a while you get a web browser that just will not share it. Okay? Another thing you could do is you could actually send it via email. So if I had a class list in here, and now it's not going to work because that's just how it kind of goes, I could have their email address directly in here, and it will do that. Normally, though, I like to have students go to a link somewhere or an embed. So I'm going to copy that just so that I can see what it looks like. Now it's angry at me because I put an email address in there. So I'm going to hit Done. And now it's ready for responses. All right. So what does it look like when you get a response? All right. What will happen is as students are submitting this, I'm back to my Google Drive here now. You see I have the form and I have the submission form. All right. The submission form responses is actually a spreadsheet. So if I were to fill this out, let's paste that link. This takes us to the live form. And it's going to be angry. I better do this not in incognito, because I have to be signed in under my school district's Google Apps. So if I have, what is your name? I could say Jim Weebly. What class paradigm am I in? And I want to link to my thing link. So let's bring that back up. I'll put that right there. I'll hit submit. I get my submission notification that it was submitted. Now what we'll see in that handy spreadsheet is live. It comes in with the information. I see the timestamp, the date, and the time that it was submitted, the name that they typed, but I also get the username that they used when they submitted it, my class period, and then a link directly to their thing link. So it's just a really cool way of having students turn assignments in. Now one thing, don't worry, if you have students do this across multiple days and times, you can sort by a column. So I could actually sort by this column. So I could say sort by column D, and it'll put all the third hours together or all the first hours together. So that makes it kind of a nice way of doing that. All right, and you can also, there are some different filters and sort properties that you can use to get everything kind of in a certain order that you would like. So that is using a Google form. Thanks for watching and have a great day.